Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Trafford Talk. Today we're on another community talk podcast. I know Robbie did one yesterday as well. We're just trying to kind of gauge the feeling of people about obviously what's been going on in the last few days. I'm joined today by John, obviously at OGS Effect on Twitter, the United Way on YouTube. You might recognise him alongside me from shows such as BBC News.
Yeah.
Bit of a bad day, wasn't it, John? I mean, it was great. I mean, what did you think about the protest overall? Did you enjoy the day? Because I thought it was a really good day out and stuff.
100%. You know what? I missed Old Trafford so much. It was about going back to what made me feel good. Like for everybody, football is like religion. It's like it's our life force. While we're stuck inside, that was the only thing that kept us sort of all mentally in a stable place. So getting back down there, like I was just wishing that I could actually touch Old Trafford because I've missed it that much, even if it is falling to pieces thanks to the Glazers. But we'll get into that. The protest itself, I think that it couldn't have gone any better. I admit that a lot of people are going to turn around and maybe say, well, it got violent, it got into a point of breaking and entering. But again, there's not many times you have a protest where someone is a peaceful one and it's outside and people take notice. The only way that a billionaire is going to take notice is when it costs them money. And I will say that, and I'll say it again. I don't condone what happened, but I understand the fact that I think I tweeted about it. One day of mayhem that we caused as fans compared to the 5,000 and some odd days that the Glazers have put us under for stealing and everything. It's just one
That's
little
exactly
wave.
it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You look at it that way and you go, that should be the story, shouldn't it? It should be the 5,000 days of pain we've been through. I mean, obviously, me and you were together for a fair amount of the protests. I think we lost each other at points because it was so busy, but I think I was with you for most of it. I mean, obviously, I know stuff did go on, but I don't know about you, but from what I saw, especially when I was with you and stuff, we didn't see anything that awful, did we? I mean, we saw a lot of kids and stuff, didn't we? Just with their little flares or the little flags, And
yeah, that's it. I remember seeing one guy. I've even got it on my protest day vlog where he brought it's like a Roman candle sparkler thing, and we all was just thinking like, what is there that? And I thinking to myself, this is hilarious. Like, yeah, there was some people that didn't like the YouTubers out there, and there was other ones that got told to leave because of their ideas of Ollie and stuff like that. And this happened, and it was minimal compared to how many people were actually there. Like the mainstream media saying like, oh, like United fans have caused a massive riot, this and the other. If there was 10,000 people that have been if 10,000 people have been at the protest, there's about 200 that went and actually rioted.
If that, even, to be honest. I mean,
and most of them were kids anyway. Like, I'm sorry, but you're telling me, oh, you're not telling me, but I'm trying to tell you even that if I was a kid and I had an opportunity to get on that pitch, then I would have done. I'd have done that bicycle kick. I would have been that kid on top of the net that got knocked off by the ball. I would have done all that. Being a 34-year-old man and too lazy to actually move places, then I didn't. And as we both did, we both had a good alibi. BBC.
Well, so that's the good thing so for me and John, if the club call us up and go, where were you at this time? We do have a very good alibi, because the way me and John actually found out about getting on the pitch was while we were getting interviewed for BBC News, because the interviewer said to us, he kind of just dropped the bomb on us at the end of our interview. He went, what do you make of the fans being on the pitch? And obviously we were talking to him while that was going on. And we were so shocked. It was a clip that was on the news and stuff. We were so shocked by it. And it was crazy. It got to that point. I mean, it was just such a surreal day, wasn't it? I mean,
100% it was surreal. I loved it. I loved every minute.
Yeah, it was great. And obviously there's rumours of another one in a couple of weeks and stuff. I mean, On a scale of 1 to 10, how unfair do you think the coverage has been of the protest? Because I think it's been
Oh,
pretty harsh.
highly unfair because it's again the issue with mainstream media. It's controlled by the rich. They'll want you to hear what they want you to hear. Like they'll talk about a officer that got dashed a bottle at him and made a gash on his eye, but they won't turn around and talk about the lad that got his ribs broken and got jumped on by 3 officers, looked like he got punched in the balls or something because they were pretty low on him, and he's there, pull on, bam, 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 and I'm thinking to myself, and they dragged him out of the way of everybody so they couldn't see, but there was one clever reporter that's rang on, "Ooh, I see news."
Yeah.
And they had to report on it because there were so many people that realize this sort of stuff happens, and it's about that. And people like the Glazers need to see what we're annoyed at. Like, it isn't the Super League, it isn't the fact that they were idiots and they tried to disgenuine the Premier League by taking us out of it. It's the fact that they have stolen off us, they put us into debt. The fact that they bought us, okay, mate, we can go into the brass buttons of it all, yeah, and say the reason why they bought us is because of Ferguson, because of that Rock of Gibraltar, him wanting studding rights, and McManus and Magnia, whatever they're called, decided that they were going to sell up, and that was the highest value of shares. They sold up. We had the Glazers in 2005. We were screwed from then. So you could think 1878 all the way to 2005, we died. And we've been sort of flitting ever since. Yes, we had one of the best managers in the world in Sir Alex Ferguson. But after that, once he left, you could see the damage that was actually caused by a lack of investment from the Glazers. And it's not just investment. People think that, well, like I said on the news, you can buy us Mbappe, you can buy us Neymar, you can buy us Ronaldo and Messi. I went, that's not going to make Manchester United fans happy. It's not going to make us want you around. The idea is that you have taken us into debt. We were a debt-free club, then gone from being worth 600 million to worth 3 billion, but yet we have paid over £1 billion in just interest rates, and the debt still sits at the same price. Fair enough, right? Good business by them. That's all you can say. We have to think of it in the way that they think of it, because they don't have to pay as much tax because they're in debt, because they're in that bracket where they're not actually making money, even though they make a lot of money themselves. And like, I watched the one with UP on where this is their money. It is their money. I admit he was right with what he was saying with that, even though it's frustrating to hear. Like, whatever Man United make now, it is the Glazers' money. They own the highest slice of that pie, so they're in control. They make that dough. But we, as a fan base, give them our dough. And it's not about the match-going fan. It's not about the 76,000 people that get to Old Trafford. They couldn't care less about us. They don't care, because if you look at it, people who have got a season ticket will get a cheaper price per seat. They don't want that. They want someone that's going to pay top whack for that seat, then go to the mega store because they've not been there ever, and they go, well, we're going to go and buy kits here, there, and everywhere. And at that point, they're actually more bothered about the TV rights that they'll get for the hundreds of millions of fans worldwide that will never be able to get to Old Trafford. So the only way they see us is by paying the TV prescription for sports. And that's where the money comes from, because you imagine 75,000 times £50, isn't much in the grand scheme of things. But you've got 100, 200, 300 million people all spending £30-40 a month. That accumulates, that adds up, and that's where their commercial revenue comes in, and that's where we need to hit them. Like, it doesn't matter about Adidas. Like, people go, oh, we'll boycott Adidas. Well, all you're doing is actually stopping Adidas from making money. Like that, you're not stopping the Glazers making money. They've already got the money off Adidas. They paid £750 million for their sponsor.
Yeah,
so they got nearly £1 billion.
The deal has already been sealed because so we the money we get from Adidas isn't on like a what's the word, commission basis. It's more we've got the money up front. Now Adidas do their thing. So it is kind of interesting in that sense. And I mean, I was just like kind of what you were saying then as well. I've just kind of Googled just to see how many, right? As of April 2021, there's 73.2 million Manchester United fans worldwide. 99% of them would do anything to run this club in a good way. And yet we've got about 4 people ruining it against 73.2 million people that love it and adore it and would do anything to make it better. That's just sad, isn't it? Really, when you think about it.
It's awful. The idea of that is that if we actually went and boycotted them as an entity, it'd be a big difference. Like that woman that was it Sky News that caught Avram? How bad is that guy's hair?
I know.
Like when you've got a ponytail and that's all the hair that you've got, just get rid of it. Go. There's no point of keeping that little tuft at the back. Is like really, if you're gonna do anything, at least comb it up and bring it over the top so you look like you've got normal hair. Sorry. And
I always find it weird as well that when when rich people have quite bad hair, like look at Boris Johnson or Donald Trump and all these people, you're like, if I had that much money, I'd have great hair.
Yeah, you buy yourself a bloody wig.
Do
Best
what Conte did.
Yeah, do what Rooney did.
Yeah,
go and get some hair lasered into your head or something. Like make yourself look decent and not have an absolute bright orange interior to your car. Gaudy is man, Jesus.
I know. I mean, what do you? To be honest, I think while it's frustrating what Avram Glazer said yesterday, that clip helped our cause a lot because it showed the world who, like the Graham Souness's of this world, Richard Keys, Alan Shearer, Jermaine Genius, all these people who've kind of dismissed what we were trying to do. It's kind of shown them, God, they are just ignorant, aren't they? Like it does show that, doesn't it? The fact that he didn't say anything.
The fact of it is he can just walk away and knowing that he's really untouchable. Like the fact that you are right with what you're saying with Graham Souness, Jermaine Genius, Alan Shearer, they're all bitter. They're all bitter of what Manchester United done in the past. So rather than actually seeing the real reason why we're annoyed as fans, they just go, "Oh, it's because we're not winning. Because we're not winning." That's the most easiest thing that you can blame it on. Like I said, buy it who you want. Like this is what they're going to try and do this season. I bet you. Like not this season, but you know what I mean. At the start of next season, I know we'll sugarcoat it by going and getting Jadon Sancho and maybe another big signing, and hopefully it'll shut the fan bases up. Well, like I said, it will shut some of the fan bases up because of the ones that are naive and don't actually understand why we're Glazer out. But then the rest of us, like me, like you, will understand that we're carrying this on. Like the possibility we could end up out of the Champions League spots because we protest that much that we can't get the end of the season finished because we won't allow it to happen. And
so do you think that this will, I mean, I hope it does. Do you think this momentum will keep going into further protests now?
Yeah, it should do. I don't see why it shouldn't because we got given a platform because people again started getting a little bit grumbly about the Glazers when Ollie didn't get back. We could see it. Like when you go and buy Pellistri, Ahmad, Tellez and Cavani, and that's his season's transfers. None of them are first team players. None of them increase the quality of our team. The only one that really did, the only two that really did, is Tellez because he made Shaw get better, and Cavani because we needed someone to replace Martial. But we expected Martial to kick on and not do what he did and go and flop this season. So what they really did was they didn't do anything to actually benefit Manchester United. They benefited their pockets. You know, a free Cavani, we've got Danny van der Beek, forgot about him. So like Ollie, put him on the bench and you forget about he's even there. But
poor old Donny, eh?
I know,
bless him.
He seems to be a great player, but you know, nothing that makes you think that can he push past Pogba and push past Bruno? It's not going to happen. But anyway, that's not the point. The idea was the transfers. That this is where we see that putting paper over the cracks will never work. Hell, they won't even put paper over the cracks of Old Trafford. They don't mind the cracks showing at Old Trafford. So, you know, it's like when I was looking around and you're just seeing rust from like the main front, you know, above the Sir Matt Busby statue and Sir Alex Ferguson statues. You can see where they just don't care. You could just give it a lick of paint, just give it a new paint job, and you'd look 10 times better. But
it needs it, doesn't it? Because because I sometimes like walk, not intentionally, but I have to walk kind of near to City Stadium sometimes because my GP's near there. And it just looks so like, whoa, look at that. Like the Etihad looks so shiny and like modern. And I mean, I quite like the fact Old Trafford is quite old fashioned in some senses. I think I quite like that we've still got that kind of heritage.
Yeah.
But then equally, there's having it like old fashioned on purpose. And then there's just having a hole in the roof.
Yeah, it's just old.
Yeah,
falling
exactly.
to pieces, but it still it looks antique.
Like, but it's just like, you know, and just stuff like the toilets are pretty terrible. And like, they're so like, the toilets look like they were built about 70 years ago. Like they're so cramped. And even like the you know, the little buffet car thing, I don't know what you call it. The kiosk thing like I think the staff there are great and everything, but there's such a limit on what they actually sell and stuff. And it's just
there's a limit of the room that they've got. Like you got about 3 of them in there, and they're like this.
Yeah,
like trying to get past each other, and you can see them when they're making the brews. You're like, whatever you do, just don't. You're nearly knocking into him. You're just gonna see him just like get a blooming brew poured all over them and boiling. I say boiling up. Usually they are. You do get the odd time where they're a little bit like lukewarm. And same with the blooming hot dogs and stuff like that. It's, you know, it's the most cheapest way of creating maximum revenue. Like where you're spending £10 on 3 items. Like
a Man United hot dog.
Where you eat one half of it, the other half you could actually knock someone out with it because it's gone stale on the other end. Like,
and it probably cost them about maybe 20p to make.
Yeah.
And they're charging about £4.50, £5. It's more actually.
It's more, yeah. If you want to get it singly,
isn't it?
Yeah, you get it singly. You're costing yourself loads. Like that's why you have to go and get you the like 3 items for a tenner, or like 5 items for £15 or something dumb like that. And those like I don't tend to get the food, but sometimes when you're there at a late night and you know that you've got to travel home without any food and shit, you're like, do I bite the bullet? And sometimes you just have to bite the bullet. And I don't care if I get abused later on on Twitter saying, "Oh, you funded the Glaziers." No, I've funded my belly. That's what I've done. But
yeah, I mean, the truth is, whether we like it or not, and I hate this fact, but I have also bought a hot dog from there at points, and it's soul destroying. You feel like every bit of your soul's being ebbed away.
Yeah.
But it's because there's nowhere else to get food. And I'd get it if it, you know, like Tottenham Stadium. I mean, I've never been there, but you see the pictures of it. Like their bar is incredible, and the array of food's incredible. So you'd kind of accept paying a bit more because you'd go, all right, okay, we're at a stadium, we're at an event, and at least it's good quality. Because Tottenham, they've got the beer things. I don't know if you've seen it. So they have like a beer glass, and then they just put it underneath, and like the beer goes up into the glass and stuff.
Yeah, the bottom filling glasses. That's sick to see. No, you get a plastic bottle that you throw at Di Maria, and he goes. No, that's it. I didn't do that. I wasn't there, to be quite fair, but I've seen it. And he's like, hey. Then we go and beat out of him. Snake. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't too great last night, was he, Di Maria?
Oh no, this is it. Like, there's no way that you can rely on Poch to beat Pep. The only person that you can rely on to beat Pep is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I saw
it's actually true though. Like
I saw people tweeting about it. Sir Alex 0, Pep 3. And just like I felt like just replying back, going Ollie 4, Pep 1.
Yeah,
like come on, mate. Like it's then you see them singing. You see the City fans singing. man, the songs are shit. They're singing to No Limits and Yaya Toure. Like, it shows you what, and the way that they treated Yaya Toure anyway wasn't even like he was thing. It's like you don't hear him singing about Sean Goater or Stephen Ireland. Island, Island. He is ginger. No, it doesn't do it, do they? Like, they have no history.
Yeah.
2008 they were born. Anyway, I shouldn't have done that. I can't
they've got a very like short span of history, haven't they?
Of course. Like, they've not made it. They've what? They won one English first division title when it was like 1804 or something dumb like that.
Exactly. And I mean, we see with them, I mean, it's quite a brutal awakening for us that they're probably about to win the Champions League yet. And that's because of obviously the way they've been run as a football club. I mean, I've said this before, I don't agree with having owners who have taken part in some really awful events. I don't think that's a solution for United.
The thing with that is, right, there's not a single billionaire in the world that's got there on nice merits, and they've gone over someone, they've done something wrong to get where they are. It's a dog eat dog world. You don't become a billionaire from just being Mr. Nice and Mr. Perfect. So I'm not turning around saying that, yeah, I want Saudis with their war crimes or human nature crimes or whatever. I'm not saying that, but whoever you go to, whatever billionaire comes in next, there's going to be, like, unless you're getting Elon Musk, that you don't really know what he's done. But
you'll start shipping all our players.
You probably will go send them to the bloody moon. Like, SpaceX will do a photo shoot. Where are we doing a photo shoot? Somewhere around Jupiter. What?
Imagine that. We have to go on a away day to Mars.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
I always
say no. The Super League went down badly. Imagine the commute to Mars. My God. Yeah, I mean, you raise a very good point there, to be fair. What we need to find next, isn't it, is the best of a bad bunch, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, of course.
We're not going to find like someone really lovely. I mean, that's what's going to happen. I mean, I know it's such a difficult question to answer because we don't know, but do you, after Saturday, see any chance of the Glazers leaving in the near future?
I think so. I do think so. Like, it won't take overnight. Like, I've seen tweets. I even commented to a few tweets. One of my mates tweeted about it, Craig, like saying all that protesting and the Glazers are going to stay awkward. Like, I love Craig to bits. One of my closest mates on Twitter, and chat to him on a day-to-day basis. And I'm like, things don't happen overnight. Like, they don't just go, oh, actually they've protested, let's leave. No, you have to carry on this. So it's either the 16th that they're going back again. And this is why I was saying that we could cost ourselves Champions League football right now, because we may end up stopping Man United playing the last home games, or they might end up making us play at the opposition's ground to stop that from happening. So
the problem is with that, it's not that far from Manchester to Liverpool.
No,
for example. I mean,
and there's fans all around the UK anyway. So, like, even in Rome, I could expect there'd be Man United fans in Rome that could easily go to the AS Roma stadium and cause some malarkey over there, and possibly stand in front of the bus and not allow them to get to the Europa League semi-final second leg. So these things have got to a stage where they're going to try and cost the Glazers money, and that's where the billionaires don't like. They don't want to lose money. They don't want to lose profits. But then again, they'll probably stick it on the heads of the United itself, and then still take their money that they want anyway. So they won't be asked in that sense. But if you've got TV companies saying, well, you were meant to play today, we have not been able to get our coverage, our advertisements, our sponsors, we've got to now pay money, we're not happy, so you're being charged. That could be a main thing. And then the FA, UEFA both turn around to Man United and go, well, this is going to dock your points, this is going to cost you X amount of money. That's when the Glazers might be like, well, we can't keep doing this. How can we get this to stop? Oh, I know, sell the club. Now, I've always said that I'm not asked if the Glazers are in our club, in the sense that we need to take the power away from them. We just, like, the whole point of this 50+1 ruling coming in, or trying to come in, legislation or whatever, that we then take the power away from them. If they want to make money off us, they can make money off us, but they can't control what we do. Like, if we want to spend our money, we spend our money, not give them our money. And that's what we need. So if we can take them down to like 40% shareholding, and then we take 60%, or a new owner comes in and takes 60%, and then they have control and they do something with the control, like go, it will give you what is $4 billion for the club. Well, we'll give you 2.5 billion, and that 5 billion, half a billion that you're going to get, you pay the debt off. So you get $2 billion for basically no money invested, because it's basically only invested that our own money in us. And then whoever's come in will then not have to spend years upon years waiting for that money back, because that is your issue. Like, again, I think unofficial pundit said, like, anyone that comes in next, how are they not wanting to take their profit off it? Like, they're not just going to sit there, earn 5, 6 billion, 7, 8 billion in their lifetime to get to where they are, buy Man United and go, I'm not asked about getting the money back from that. They want their investment back 100%. We understand that.
The thing is, though, I mean, a lot of people have made this point, but I think the best way of the next billionaire making money from the club is making us a good football team.
Yeah, of course. Well, of course, because you get the more sponsorships, you get seen more. You know, look at City. City are worth absolutely pennies compared to what they're worth now, and they're worth billions. That's because of the Sheikh putting billions into them, while the Glazers have taken billions out of us. And that shows you what a difference a typical owner will do. And the fact that the fit and proper owners test wasn't done properly under when the Glazers were about, but yet Labour stopped Sky B and Rupert Murdoch buying us. So imagine if we got bought by Rupert Murdoch, he wouldn't have put us into this debt. He'd have bought us. He'd paid the 600 million. You know, I think it's Gaddafi was meant to buy us, the dictator.
Yeah, God.
Could you imagine if he'd bought us? Jesus. Oh my days! He'd imagine anyone that didn't do what he said and we didn't win. He'd probably put them in a tower somewhere, like not just go, meh, we didn't. How much money did I make?
That's the thing. It's so scary, isn't it? And like the prospect of that. And I mean, how do you, in terms of like how kind of we'll talk about Sky, for example. Do you think the way they are treating us as football fans is going to harm our message and calm the momentum, or do you think it doesn't make a difference because they've not been very generous towards us? Other than
I think it's going to heat us more. I think we're going to get worse in a sense. Like, for example, I think it'll get more criminal damage, more violence, because it's like you label us like that. Well, we'll show you what that will actually look like. You know, where you've had 10,000 fans come in and only like 200-300 could cause mayhem. Next time you might have 10 to 15,000 turn up and 5,000 come in and cause mayhem. And it won't just be a camera stand being thrown across the pitch. You'll probably have people ripping up seats, and I swear there was a club in another country that literally dragged their CEO out of the actual club and put him in a bin. I swear, like there was literally going crazy. And this is what sports will do. Like, this is probably why you don't get it as much in America when it comes to the sports, because there isn't this love for a sports franchise as there is a club like Manchester United, or even, hell, it could be even lower clubs like teams like Fulham, stuff like that. These teams don't get to where they are because they've just been given it They earn that right. They earn the right to come to the Premier League. All right, sweet, they're going down again. But that doesn't mean that, they can't bounce back up. Look at Norwich. Norwich is the biggest yo-yo club going when it comes to the Championship, to the Premier League, to the Championship, to the Premier League. And aren't they owned by Delia Smith?
Mm.
I bet they'd have good hot dogs.
See, that's the thing, isn't it? If we went to Norwich for a game, they've got no excuse because they're owned by, one of the most prominent chefs around.
Yeah. That's one thing I want to try. I want to try at least one of their pies or at least one of their hot dogs. I bet they're banging compared to Man United. They're like, here's a bit of dog food in a bun. How about that for you?
Yeah, and the thing is as well, Norwich are green and gold, so
yeah,
we have
perfect.
We have a lot in common with Norwich. I mean, I think the dream kind of scenario, isn't it? Obviously, I mean, link back to what you said. I completely agree with you. It's the problem that obviously me and you, for example, and obviously most of the people there were so peaceful, and it just annoys everyone so much that we're just kind of being labelled as thugs when me and you were kind of, I mean,
we were hooligans. We were hooligans. We were wheeling our cameras about singing songs. Wow, hooligans!
Yeah. Literally, we were just there holding a placard and a flag, maybe, like a scarf, and just singing songs and stuff. We weren't causing any damage, and I think that's why, I don't know about you, but it just angered me so much seeing kind of like Graham Souness and the others on Sky and in the Daily Telegraph and in the other media outlets, them just going like,
I bet the United fans who got in there were calling him a CUNT. Like I was absolutely laughing my head off at that. Well, you chat your bollocks, people will tell you how much they like you and they don't like you. The guy there, where's Keno? Keno? Souness.
Yeah, they were like, we like you, Micah. We like you, Micah.
Yeah, we like you. We like you. You talk, see how it is. Graham, he's an absolute scouse. And then he turned around to Carragher. Carragher, you scouse. But mine, Carragher was actually sticking up for us.
That was the one thing I didn't like about that. I kind of thought that we don't need to go in on Carragher, because
for once he's actually stuck. He's done integrity over his club, like rivalry, should I say, not his club, but the rivalry that we have. Like there's one thing, and it comes to it. We are all football fans. We all understand the love for. It's sort of, again, it's like religion. We all have our factions of religions. Like I don't, I'm unreligious, but still there's like, being a Jew, being Muslim, being Christianity, Catholic and Protestant and all this. There's all these different types, but you have your following and you stick by that following. You might say some stupid shit just because that's how you feel. Like I'll turn around and say Phil Jones is a better footballer than Ruben Diaz because he's won more Premier Leagues. But yeah, no, he has. Oh God!
Where did that come from?
I don't know. Because I thought it said something stupid, and I had to think about the most stupidest thing that I could probably name. And yeah, just stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
And we do it. Like just when you stick, like me sticking by Ollie, I'm not the OGS effect for nothing on Twitter for that reason, because even through the hard times, I will give positivity and I will back my manager. I'll back the process, and you'll have tools on Twitter that will do anything to discredit that. Like I was having one yesterday that showed me a picture of an empty cabinet saying this is Ollie's trophy cabinet, and I'm like, well, that's what you think. He's won a Norwegian league back to back. I mean, just because you discredit his achievements doesn't mean that you can it count. It doesn't count.
He was the first ever manager to win the league with Mulder as well.
Yeah, they won their FA Cup a few years before that, and then. What is it? 70 years or 80 years of never winning we'll call it the Norwegian Premier League, because it's not probably called that, but just the Norwegian top flight. And he went and done it, but he didn't just go and win it. He defended that. You don't just. There's one thing winning a league, like Klopp won a league. He didn't defend it. Like that's why I can at least respect Pep for winning the league and defending it.
Yeah.
Did a back-to-back. And then I've got to say that I'm happy that Liverpool went out and beat Pep for that third season, because I couldn't deal with a back-to-back off Pep, because the only person to do a back-to-back is Sir Alex in the English league, and we're not having anyone overturn that or do the same. So, I'm not saying that I wanted Liverpool to win, but at the same time, I didn't want City to win that third.
It wasn't the most fun choice, was it? I mean,
Was it? No, it's like kicking your dad in the balls or punching your mum in the face, which is a lesser of two evils.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, you're kind of going,
yeah, cringing, aren't you?
This isn't a good
situation.
Scenario. I mean,
yeah, I'm sorry for this, but Dad, come here, bam.
Yeah, I mean that thing you said about Ollie as well is really true, because people don't understand how important it is for a manager to have any kind of experience. It's so important, just learning at any level how to do things, let alone winning leagues with a team. It's so important, because look at like Frank Lampard, look how that went, look how it's going for Pirlo, because I mean, Pirlo, for example, had literally no experience at all, and it's going terribly. Ollie has had a lot of experience, so it means he's a very good manager, really.
And the best thing as well is that with the experience malarkey, you have to lose some stuff. Like because you get given Pep, anywhere he's gone, open checkbook, I can spend what I want to make my team how I want. Sweet. I would love to see him go to a team like Brighton and take Brighton to the top of the league. So you're not going to get your Ruben Diaz's. You're not going to get 400 million spent on your defence. Oh, what's that? You didn't like your goalkeeper, so we'll buy you a new goalkeeper the next season. Like, that is literally career mode on FIFA in real life. Like, that's, first of all, no fun, because I see many people that go, oh, FIFA shit, because all I can do is buy Jadon Sancho, Haaland, and they've made the club the best club that you can make it, and then all you do is win your games. Well, that's great, but where's the knowing that you could lose a game? Like, even though Man United in the 90s and in the 90s were a great team, there was always that chance that you could beat us. Like, if you worked harder than us, that you would beat us. But not many teams did work harder. And that's where Ollie comes from as well. He has that idea where he even said, I want Man United to be the hardest working team in the league. And if you can do that, you go out and win games. Yeah. Just because we don't do this tiki-taki, like 15,000 passes before we put it in the back of the net. Well, guess what? Ollie doesn't do that, and he beat Pep. He got what, 4 points off Pep this season. There's not many managers in history that have taken more points off Pep than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as manager since he's turned up. And you can't be a non-tactical manager and do that to Pep.
Yeah, that shows this whole thing about him having no tactics is it's a complete myth. I mean, it's disrespectful beyond belief, to be honest, and
it's lack of knowledge on their sense. Oh, there's no tactics because it's just vibes. What? Because you're looking at it and going, I don't like that brand of football. Well, guess what? We watched that brand of football for 20 odd years under Sir Alex Ferguson. It was good enough for you then. Why isn't it good enough for you now? Because wait a minute, because it's a Solskjaer and not a Ferguson. Fucking grow up.
And we scored 6 goals in the European semi-final last week.
First time we've done that. First time to do that for years, bro. That's the first time that anyone's done that in years.
It's like 1950s, I think.
Something dumb like that. It was a long ass time, and the fact that Van Gaal, Moyes, and Jose only ever won a game by 5 or more goals twice in all the years between 3 managers. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done it 8 or 9 times already in his short term. Sir Alex Ferguson and Sir Matt both won 3 to 5 games when they first came in as Manchester United manager. He went unbeaten for 3 to 5 games. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did 14. With what everyone said at the time was the worst Manchester United squad in 30 years.
Exactly.
It's madness what people can say.
It shows as well, I think, that while obviously the owners of the club are parasites and they're dreadful. I think we do. Ironically, I think we're the best state we've been in terms of the manager and the players for a while. And if we can get these owners out or get these, get these owners, they're not going to change, or just get some change up there at the top. We could easily win everything with this.
Yeah.
With this core of players and this manager could win everything. We just need backing the backing Pep got. But
Could you imagine you're giving Ole Gunnar Solskjaer all the signings that he wanted when he first joined? So you gave him De Ligt, you gave him Sancho, you gave him Haaland, you got him Bruno with Pogba, Martial, Greenwood, Rashford. You know, we got Harry Maguire, Wan-Bissaka. So we'll just think now, Dean Henderson in there with Aaron Wan-Bissaka as right back, Harry Maguire as centre back, with De Ligt, Luke Shaw. You'd have had McFred. Sorry, had to do that.
It's inevitable, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Pogba, Bruno, and whoever in the extra space, with Rashford, Haaland, and Sancho as your front three. You're telling me that's not a Premier League winning squad? That's not a Champions League contending squad? Of course it is.
We'd win the lot. We'd win everything, even like X Factor and Big Brother and.
Damn right, because people would say to us like, "Oh, well, Haaland would have only stayed for 2 seasons. He'd have been gone after that." No, he wouldn't, because when he sees himself winning a Premier League and he sees himself winning a Champions League, why would he go anywhere else?
And also, as well, even if he'd come for 2 seasons and won a couple of leagues and gone, I wouldn't have minded that much,
No, exactly.
At least we would have won a couple of leagues.
Yeah, exactly.
But I am going to wrap up now. I just want to ask you one more kind of poignant question.
Go for it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how successful do you think these last 2 protests have been in terms of kind of what we're trying to achieve here?
First protest would probably be in the mid-range, like in the 5s or 6s. The one that I got to, one I saw you at, I'd probably say in maybe the 7s or 8s. It's depending on how they carry on. There's no point of being there, doing it a couple of times, because the Glazers will forget about that and they will just carry on. But the way that you do it is by keep doing it, and you bring their stock price down. You make that crash and you lose their millions, they will be annoyed. They will be like, well, what's the point of owning us if they're going to keep on doing what they're doing? And that's what we need to do. So we go into the 3rd protest, get it up to a 7 and 8, go into the next protest, 9 and 10, and thicken it out. Don't just do 10,000, do 20,000. Like if you can get 60,000, 70,000 fans there at a game day, you can easily have that on a protest, and you having 70,000 people protesting the same, then you'll make a mark. You think that the coverage of 10,000 was hectic from the news. Wait until it's 7 times more.
Exactly, 100%. I completely agree. We've got to keep kind of up in the ante, keeping the momentum going, and hopefully they get out of this bloody club, because it'd be an incredible day. I mean, I'd celebrate that.
Oh yeah, I've got some Moe. I don't even drink, but I've got Moe in the kitchen that I will crack if they leave. I will be like one of the F1 drivers there going.
Yeah. Literally just full on champagne and it'd be amazing.
100%.
But John, obviously, thank you very much for joining me. It's been
thanks for having me, mate.
Nice chat. About very, very, very good day. I think it was. I really enjoyed it. Thank you to everybody for watching. Obviously, follow us on Twitter, YouTube, etc. So John is at the OGS Effect on Twitter, and on YouTube he is the United Way. Very good channel. Highly recommend you go and subscribe. He did a very good vlog the other day of the events.
Hectic events
of Sunday. Yeah.
Some bad singing, but it was well worth it. Well
Yeah.
worth it.
It's a brilliant day. And you know, go and check that out and give him a follow on Twitter. I will not be back for a few days because I have a lot of exams that I'm quite snowed under with, but Robbie and Ahmed will be doing a review, I think, or something of the Europa League games. So watch that with them. But stay safe, guys. Keep protesting against the Glazers. We need to get them out and